Hello, everyone. This is Wade France, and I'm the host of Created in the Image of God. I'm here today with a sneak peek of episode 120, airing October 15th at 8 p.m. Central. We've got Branch Isole in the studio. Branch is the founder of Spiritual Christianity, an approach that recognizes that while God makes things simple, we human beings tend to make them complicated for our own reasons, which we sometimes don't even recognize. When the master of any spiritual movement, according to Branch, leaves, he leaves a void, and that void is filled by his followers who naturally try to grow and expand the religion, but do so imperfectly. And he focuses on having a balance between our human nature and the spiritual cognition needed to make spiritual progress. Branch, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Wade. It's great to be here with you.
Well, it's been wonderful getting to know you a little bit and see the commonality in our approaches. Unpack for our audience briefly in this sneak peek what spiritual Christianity is.
Thanks. So it's like you just explained, we each come here in this physical world as a human being, but God as creator has sparked within us an original a spirit of originality from him. So we have a spirit within us when we arrive as a mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that's where the conflict begins with first breath, because the world is designed to take it down its path. And the Lord, in our spirit within and in our consciousness, is trying to always offer us that return to him. And we do that as Christians through belief and adherence to Jesus Christ.
And obviously, that's important for our personal path, our own spiritual salvation. But when Jesus used analogies like you are the salt of the earth and you are the leaven, he intends that we make a difference in this world today. How does that play into your approach? Is it more personal growth, or is it also change and transformation for those around you and society itself?
Wow, great question. Hopefully, it is for those within our own world. Sure, it's always for us to begin with. We have to discover who we are in our relationship with God through Christ. And in doing so, as we grow in him, we try to take from him as our example of response and behavior and make that part of our life. And if we can do that, then our example can serve those who are important to us in our life: family, friends, neighbors. And so it's that ripple effect that if we are living with the truth and we can live by truth in our example of how we respond in our life, then those who are important to us can see that example also.
Well, when you talk about the ripple effect, we talked briefly before, it not only extends to our family and those of our faith community and broadly speaking, the followers of, let's say, Jesus, but you also have a view that allows expanding even beyond that to where those ripples expand outward, encompassing even other religions and other peoples that are foreign to us. Is that right?
That's correct. Every founder and leader of spiritual belief systems and or religions, Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna, Moses, they all had that spirit of God active within them. And once that spirit was active, you see, we're all called by the Lord to serve a purpose in our life. And that purpose is to become better people, better family members, better community members by example. And Christians use Christ as their example. Islam uses Muhammad. So whatever the original founders' thoughts were, they're at the core of the belief system. In fact, it's interesting if you do a study on tenets of different religions and belief systems, they're all the same. Love God first and most, treat your neighbor as yourself. And in reality, that's all the theology we need to know. And that's what the Lord wants us to put into practice, regardless of the label that our religion may use to describe itself. At our core, we are all created in the image of God, and not so much in the physical image, but in the makeup, the mind, body, soul, and spirit.
Well, that's a nice wrap for this sneak peek, given that the show is, created in the image of God. That's all we have time for. But even though Branch was able to summarize this very succinctly in this sneak peek, trust me, there's a lot more under the cover. We're going to spend a full hour diving into a conversation with Branch about spiritual Christianity and what he just shared in this sneak peek. So you're not going to want to miss episode 120, October 15th, 8 p.m. on Created in the Image of God.